how's it going? Today's video is going to be a little bit of a different one. This is going to be 27 things that I have learned in 27 years. If you are watching this on the day that I posted it on November 3rd, then today is my birthday and I'm 27 years old. And I'm normally someone when it comes to my birthday that I kind of just like to coast by it, like not do anything too crazy for it. But this year, I don't know, I feel like I've been in this like reflection mode in the past like couple weeks, and I think it's just something that happens as you get older. You kind of start reflecting on life and, you know, kind of get a little bit of perspective on things. So I wanted to post this video to kind of share with you guys some tips and tricks. There is that damn bird again. Some kind of like tips and tricks and things that I've learned along the way. And I also wanted to commemorate this time in my life for my own self and put this on the internet so I can look back on it one day and be like, you were doing all right, my friend. So if you would like to see 27 things that I have learned in my time on this earth, then let's jump into it. The first thing that came to mind when I wanted to film this video was that I think it is so important to be friends with elderly people. And if those people are your grandparents, even better. My relationship with my grandma, my Baba as I call her, is like the most sacred relationship I have, and I'm so grateful for her, and we are so incredibly close, and she is so wise. And I think I see a lot of people around me my age that don't quite have those same relationships, and it makes me sad for them because I gain more from her than I feel like I do anyone else. If you are at a job that you hate, don't go and quit immediately. I mean, we all need to make money, but definitely put yourself in the right position to be able to leave that job one day, whether that is looking for new jobs or getting further education. Just feel like you're doing something every single day to get you where you want to be. I've been in jobs in the past that I don't like, but I made sure that and maybe not every single day because it's hard, but I made sure that like over time, I was going in the general direction that I saw myself in, because life is way too short to be working constantly at a job that you cannot stand. Number 3 is strive to be happy. That sounds so cliche, but I genuinely feel like sometimes when we're having a hard day, it's so important to actually consciously think to ourselves, I am going to be happy today. I get a lot of comments from you guys saying like, how do you stay so positive and whatnot? And I have bad days, like 100%, but I genuinely enjoy being happy and feeling joy. When I was in high school, we had to write this like mission statement about what we wanted out of our lives. And I think mine was something like, my goal is to be blissfully happy in all that I do. And I remember my teacher saying to me, it has to be more specific. You need to have a more specific goal. And I can't believe someone would say that, because if your goal is to be happy, then I feel like you're doing something right. Do not go on an all pineapple diet. When I was in high school, I thought, you know what, I am going to lose a lot of weight and I'm just going to eat pineapple and nothing else. And that is what I did. And I did that for like a solid like 2 weeks. Like, I don't know how my parents didn't notice, but all I ate was pineapple. My body literally was so acidic that I ended up like in the emergency room. It was terrible. It was all fine. Like, it was not like, I was fine. I was just there for a visit and I went home. But yes, pineapple diets do not work. Those fad type of diets do not work. If they seem too good to be true, they probably are. I'm talking about like herbal magic, and I tried like hydroxycut pills. These are all things that I've done. What else? The military diet, where like you reduce your calories for 3 days out of the week and then eat whatever you want during the other 4. Like, those things don't work. If you would like to lose weight or look after your body, you just need to be active and eat good, whole, non-processed foods. And I have learned that the hard way over the years, but I finally now feel like in my 27th year, I'm realizing that is the key to being healthy. When someone you know has lost someone in their life, do not compare deaths. Like, if somebody says, oh man, like my grandma passed away, don't immediately pipe in with, oh, my so-and-so passed away, I know exactly how you feel, because you don't know how that person feels. And I think it is so important to just allow that person to be in their grief, and all you have to do is say, I am so incredibly sorry. And there should be no comparison, because if somebody says like, oh, my father passed away, and he's 50 years old, and then you say, I know exactly how you feel, my grandpa passed away, and that grandpa was 90 years old, it's not fair. There's no comparison. I just don't think that is a useful thing to do. When somebody says they've lost someone, all you have to do is say, I am so sorry. I think it's really important at some point in your life to get up and go traveling. I am such a homebody. I love being at home. I love being in my city, surrounded by my people, but I do think it's important to just get up and go, and that is exactly what I did when I was like 20 years old. I got a backpack and I went over to Europe. Now, that was an amazing trip. I was only gone for 5 weeks because my passport got stolen, and that is a whole story in itself, and I'm not going to go there. But even with that horrendous experience, because if you lose your passport in Greece, I will just tell you guys, it is not an easy experience to get a new one. But even with that said, like, I would not trade that experience for anything. Try to be very thoughtful with the people in your lives, and what I mean by that is remember what's happening in their lives, whether it's like job related or just something personal they have going on. Like, think of times when somebody has come up to you and said, how is that thing going that you were telling me about the other day? It is so nice, and I think it goes such a long way, and it's such a small gesture, but really listening when people talk and then afterwards being thoughtful about the things that they have told you, I think is like something that is totally underrated. And I know I am so appreciative when I tell someone something and then they follow up with me. I think that is amazing. If you live in an apartment building, do not leave your garbage on the balcony, especially if you live near like a forested area. And I'm telling you that from experience. I left my garbage on the balcony in the summertime, and the squirrels, you guys, got at it. It looked like literally something like garbage exploded. I was like scraping like food chunks off the bottom. It was terrible. So don't leave your garbage on the balcony. Don't be lazy. Just bring it down, because I wish someone had told me that and I wouldn't have done it. The next one is to try hard when you're in school and really make the most of that experience. And I'm more so thinking of when you're in college or university. Like, when I was in university, I got fine marks, but I did not put like the effort in that I could have, and I did not like exceed my potential, and I totally know that. And I didn't like join any clubs, and I didn't really get involved. I was more so just worried about like where we were getting our next beer kind of thing. And like, I had the best time and I don't have any regrets, but if I could go back, I would have like put more time into studying and put more effort into like projects and more effort into like school specific things. So if you are in university, just like make the effort. I think you'll feel really good about it if you do. The next one is to be on time. I feel like we live in a society where like being late has become this like glamorized thing, and if you're running late and you've got like your Starbucks in hand, it's like, sorry, I'm late. No, that is so uncool. I am so on time. That is just something about myself. I love being on time. I hate being late. It drives me crazy, and I cannot stand it how some people, they're just given an excuse of, oh, she's always late. No, don't be late. Just be on time. It's not that hard. Leave early if you have to. I'm getting worked up over this one. I am passionate about being punctual. Everything does not happen for a reason. If you have been through something traumatizing or like devastating in your life, I'm sure you would agree with me. There's nothing worse than when somebody says, oh, everything happens for a reason when you're going through a hard time in your life, because some things don't happen for a reason. Sometimes there are just shitty things that happen in this world to really good people, and it's terrible, and there's no explanation and there's no justifying it, and that is never something that you should say to someone if they have lost someone or if they've lost their job, or if, like, I get that sometimes there are certain things that end up leading to better things, but everything happens for a reason, I think, is such like a blanket statement and not true. The next one that I have really learned in my time is that it is so important to be accepting of people and tolerant of people. Everybody always talks about like be kind to one another and be nice to each other, and I totally agree with that, but like I think it has to go beyond just being kind and being tolerant and accepting that everybody's different, and just, you know, just because people don't have the same opinion as you, that is okay. And I think the word tolerant is so important, because I always try, if somebody is like getting on my nerves, to think like, what if that was my sister, or what if that was Brooks, or what if that was a family member? Like, I would have so much more patience. So I think just in general, we all need to try to be tolerant of people. The next one is a tough one, and I feel like so many of us have been there, and that is, do not get involved with drama when it comes to friends. If you are mad at someone, that is okay. You are allowed to be mad at someone, but you must address it with them. And if someone is mad at you and they're not talking to you about it, address it with them. And I just feel like, especially as women, we end up in these situations where we're always mad at each other and talking about each other. And I just feel like there are so many hard parts of life, whether that is relationships or family stuff or work stuff or just anything, that friends should not be one of those hard parts. And I think as much as we can, it is so important to not be involved with that, because there is no time for that in this crazy life. Do not go to work hungover. I worked at a restaurant for 6 years, and I spent most of my weekends working there hungover, and I wish so badly that I could go to my 20-year-old self and be like, you will be so much happier if you just drink a little bit less tonight. So just don't work hungover. It's easy. I think saving money is important, but I also think that we go to work for a reason, and that, like, I know for me personally that I have, spent so much time being worried about finances and worried about money, but at the end of the day, like, we don't work just to like build up this savings. Like, we work so we can have experiences, and I think we need to be more gentle on ourselves, because I think we all look in the bank and we're like, I wish I had more money. Buy candles for your house and buy flowers and put things in your house that make you feel good, because this is where you should feel most comfortable. And I have learned that that is such a great use of money. Do not put up with terrible relationships. Like, the moment you think to yourself, this person doesn't respect me or this person doesn't appreciate me, is the moment that relationship is over. And I have been in relationships like that in the past, and I wish, and I think everyone does have to kind of go through that, but I wish I could just go to my younger self and be like, this is not the person for you, just move along. Number 19, do not use tanning beds. Simple, just don't. Do not color your hair when you are young. I wish I would have listened to my mom, and I just started coloring my hair when I was like 14 years old, just for the heck of it, for fun. And I had like beautiful chocolate brown, like curly hair, and I just completely ruined it, and the texture of my hair has completely changed since then. So just like embrace the natural hair, embrace it. Because most people would kill for their natural hair color. Like, I know I would. But now I get like grays here and there, you guys. 27, Spend time with your parents and love them and respect them, but also remember that they are just people and they also make mistakes. I think it is so important to talk about your feelings, and just verbalizing how you're feeling, whatever that might be, is so important in helping you like get rid of that like emotional baggage. And if you don't have someone to talk to, then write it down. Like, I think it is so important to just get that stuff off of our mind. Be aware of what's happening in the world as far as like politics, and just, I think it is so cool when people are aware and informed, and I think that is such an attractive quality. Do your best to attend weddings and funerals, because the people that are directly like involved in those events will remember if you came or not. Do not go places because you feel like you have to, because like there's certain people going and you feel like, oh, I should be there. If you don't want to go, just don't go. Stay home. I've learned that the hard way. I spent years going to events and parties and things that I didn't really feel like doing, and now I just stay home and I'm happy. And then kind of on the opposite side of that, make time for the people that you love. The world and like life and everyone is always so busy, but I think it is so important to slow down every now and then and make time for not only yourself, but for the people that love you and support you. I was trying to think of a good way, number 27, to kind of sum up the things that I have learned in my 27 years. And the best thing I could come up with is that there are always going to be hard, bad days, but the good days will always outweigh that. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below letting me know what kind of you've learned in your life, or if there's one sort of life lesson that you swear by. I would love to read it so much. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Please subscribe if you haven't already, because it means so much to me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.